Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of April in my memory planner. We'll decorate a monthly spread and currently page in a fun springtime theme. So come play with me. And I've got some washi tape here ready to go, along with this ink pad and blending brush, these Planny Things sticker books, this Squaird Plans sticker book, this Live Love Posh sticker book, and this Anna Bean Paper Co. sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, guys, so for the month of April, I am going to do a very traditional springtime theme with florals. I have a ton of floral stickers, like you guys might as well, so I was just waiting for spring to get here so that I can use some of those stickers up. Florals are always a nice choice. I just feel like this time of year is the time to really bust them out and use them to their fullest. So I have this Win in Springtime sticker book from Squaird Plans, which I love, and I'm going to be using her kind of wildflower stickers for this month's theme. Trying to work out how best to put these in. The style of these stickers is kind of unique. They're not like the florals that you would normally see in most sticker books, which are more clustered, or they're single florals that you can make your own clusters from. So I have a bit of a challenge here to figure out how to put these nicely on the spread, since they're more in bouquet styles versus just lone stickers or clusters. I had started by putting in some washi tape, a script washi. That's one of my favorites of all time. I thought that one might be cute behind the stickers, but because the stickers are so light and delicate in design, the florals are, it just looked too busy when I mixed those two together. I went ahead and pulled those off, and I'm going to stick with just the florals, I think, for now, and I'm putting those in the empty days at the beginning and the end of the month. April is nicely balanced with a couple days at the front and a couple days at the back, which are empty, so that'll make a nice design, I think, in the end. I have also put on some washi tape that is a script washi, but in a more vertical format with some light kind of inked in butterflies in the background, which I thought would play nicely with these florals. I went ahead and ripped the edge so that it would look a little more organic, and I'm putting that on the top left and then decided to put it on the bottom right. So I've got that in there, and I have 2 extra strips now set to the side, which I'll use on the currently page. I'm also now bringing in some other washi tape here that I pulled in the color scheme I'll be working in. There are 3 colors of boxes that I'll be pulling out of this Squaird Plans book in a soft beige, a warm muted pink, more like a mauve, and then a periwinkle color blue purple tone. And so because of that, I pulled these 3 lightly patterned washi's for a little added interest, but still very color heavy, so that I could bring in some more of that color, since the florals are fairly light, and even though there is those same colors in the florals, it's kind of hard to see, big clumps of it anywhere in those stickers. So bringing in the color through the washi tape, I think, will help just give a little bit more oomph to the design. I'm also pulling in quotes from the Planny Things seasonal sticker books that I have. I have one called Seasonal Days and another one called Seasonal Houses, and just thought that the quotes in there would work nicely for this springtime theme. So I'm pulling in a couple of those. One says Warm Memories down here in the corner, and the other one says, "Today was a good day." I thought that would be a fun quote or two to pull in for my memory keeping, which is what I use this spread for. And since I do put in a memory each day, I'm keeping all of those dated boxes open for the most part so that I have space for that functional memory keeping. And now I am looking for something else to add to the spread. I don't want to add any more florals to the edge just because they are, like I said, so tricky to work with. So I decided just to bring in a couple of boxes in that color scheme, again, to add more of that color. And I'll just put in some highlights from the month, I think, into that area, which should work out well. I also have pulled a couple of spring quotes, one that just says spring and the other one says spring vibes, which I'm not sure exactly yet where I'm going to put those, but thinking maybe the smaller spring vibes will go nicely there at the bottom of the sidebar. Okay, so since I have the design kind of worked out, I'm going to try and ink in a little bit of a background color just to add more oomph again to the design, since things are fairly light and white throughout the stickers, and even with the washi tape I feel like the spread as a whole feels a little bit light and white right now. I love color and I always try to add in color when I can. So I have that distressed oxide ink, which I think is in Stormy Sky, and the blue is a little bit more blue than the periwinkle I'll be using, but that color does exist in the florals of the stickers, so I'm not too mad at it. I did think about going for a lighter color, but I think the blue ends up working out nicely, even though it's being layered behind clear stickers. That was my main concern because the clear stickers are, so see-through that the blue would be overpowering. It was a little darker than I had wanted, but it wasn't so much that it made me change the color out. So I've already started moving some of the stuff over. I did white out the black lines in those empty box areas after I did the inking, because when you do it before, it just doesn't work. So even though the lines are there and they are white, I feel like they blend a little bit better than when I try to do it before I put down the ink. I feel like it just picks up the white overlay of ink and, kind of reveals the black lines behind when I do that, or like emphasizes whatever that ink is on top of it. So I tried to do the whiting out on top of the ink, even though you'll see the white through the background. And I'm basically just moving over those sticker clusters now. I've put in the washi tape on the edges, and then I'm also going to trim out the stickers right at the line of those empty days there at the top, just to make it look a little bit cleaner, since like I said, those bouquet stickers can be a little bit tricky to make those look good in specific areas. And now I'm dropping in the boxes I pulled for the highlights for the month. And I dropped in that spring vibe sticker like I thought I would. So now we moved on to the back. This is going to be my currently page setup for the month. So I'm going to use all those same elements. I've got that ripped washi tape on the corners there. Here are the boxes that I'll be pulling in for my currently page. I tend to have a lot to track as far as media, so books that I've read, TV I've watched, movies, things like that. And so I do like to use the bigger boxes for those things, and then I'll pull in some other boxes and figure it out for whatever else I'm going to track for this month's currently. I'm preparing the washi tape now with that ripped edge for all three colors and placing that there onto the page. Now I am bringing in those boxes and just trying to figure out how those might lay in nicely together. Trying to separate out the colors. So I have the three to work with, the periwinkle, mauve, and beige. So what I'm doing is trying to keep like colors away from like, so it looks a little bit more randomized. And we'll see if that works. These long boxes are a little bit awkward, I would say. So I'm not real sure about them right now. Like I said, I only need those bigger boxes for the media, and then whatever else I'm going to be tracking probably won't need more than a smaller box. We'll figure something out here. I'm just going to pull in a couple and try to make them fit together nicely here in the space I have left over. And I do want to bring in that other spring quote, so I'll put that there somewhere. And again, just trying to work out the layering of the boxes. Kind of like this, with them all slightly tilted except for that long box. It gives me a little bit of room down here at the bottom, which is nice for a floral cluster too. That way I can bring in all those elements from the front. It's going to be a little tight, so I'm just going to work in as much as I can down here at the bottom. There were a couple of clear floral stickers left over when I was all done. Usually I like to use everything up in one fell swoop, but this time, because there was another couple of pages of florals and things, that I just went ahead and left those on there, and hopefully I'll be able to use those on another spread. I also found this "and" in the Anna Bean sticker book, and I thought that would just be cute to be there next to the spring, since I couldn't imagine using it in many other places, so I just went ahead and put that in. Was going to put in a currently header, but decided against it in the end. Just stuck with the prompts on the boxes themselves. So far, I've got reading and watching, eating, listening to, cleaning is the one I just dropped in, along with buying for that other large box, because I imagine I'll probably be doing some shopping for spring in April. Okay, so again, I'm going to add a bit of that blue ink to the background to tie it to the front's design. And we'll drop in the washi tape here into the corner as well. Looking for what might go next, and we'll go ahead and drop in the washi tape on the corner edge along with the floral cluster, and I'll try to do a roll off on this. Just want to make sure everything's nice and lined up how it was originally, and everything is looking good. Just kind of flattening things out as I go to make sure that everything is straight and how I want it. Drop in that last piece of washi tape on the edge, and then before I put down this last cluster of washi, I'm going to use some dry line to camouflage that notes box at the top. Go ahead and do some trimming here to trim off any excess washi tape and stickers hanging off the edge. And I also will need to clean out the holes too, where that washi tape touches there on the spine. And I'm just going to use my precision cutter for that, along with my little Daiso cutting mat. The precision cutter and Daiso mat are both two of my favorite things. I pretty much use them for every spread. So if you're looking for those things, do check the description below. They'll be down there, as well as everything I used in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!